Hey, horror fans! Once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and I'm here to review the last film in the Paranormal Activity series, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. Now, before I begin my review, there are some interesting facts about this movie. Basically, this was scheduled to be released back on the 25th of October, because they wanted an October release, but Paramount pushed it back. Let's see. They pushed it. It was scheduled to be released on the 25th, but then they pushed it back to October of 2014. So it's scheduled to be released on the 23rd of 2013, and they pushed it back another year. Didn't have an actual release date in October, but they said we gotta wait for a year. But then they decided to push it back again. They made an announcement that they were going to call this the Ghost Dimension. They had the subtitle, and it was supposed to be released sometime in March of 2015. But then Paramount once again pushed it back all the way until sometime in October of 2015. So it got numerous pushbacks, and that's not a good sign when you have a movie studio keeps delaying and pushing back the release of one of their films. It was also announced by Jason Blum and the series creator Oren Pele that this will be the final film in the franchise. This marks the conclusion of the series, and there will be no more paranormal activities being released, of course, unless Paramount decides it wants to reboot the series. There's no movie studios now. Gotta have a reboot. Let's do a remake. No, let's reimagine it. Another interesting tidbit on this one: this is the most expensive film in the franchise. I think it cost about $10 million to make this film, which is the most expensive in the film series. Also, actress Olivia Taylor. This is the second time that she's worked with filmmaker Oren Pele. They also were in the horror picture Chernobyl Diaries. So they were in that one. He did that film series as well. But enough about the facts. Let's talk about the movie. Now, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension is a 2015 3D found footage horror picture. This one was directed by Gregory Poplin. It was written by several people. We have Jason Pagan, Anthony Stark, Adam Robitel, and Galvin Heffernan. That's a lot of people to be writing a movie about, which is not good. Chris J. Murray, Britt Shaw, Dan Gill, Ivy George, and Olivia Taylor. This is the sixth and final film in the franchise, and it's the first one to be shot in 3D, which I actually find fascinating. I guess they're trying to do something different. And like I said, this is the final film in the film series. There will be no more Paranormal Activity films after this film. Now, the film starts off with towards the end, actually the end of Paranormal Activity 3, where we see Dennis being killed by the entity Toby, and then Katie and Christy are being led upstairs by their grandma Lois, and they are seen introduced by this mysterious man who tells them that Toby has special plans for them, and that they're instrumental in his plan that he has. Then we cut to 25 years later. We're introduced to the Feely family. Feely, I think it's Feely. We have Ryan and Emily and their daughter Layla. His brother Mike comes over to spend Christmas time with them after he's broke up with his girlfriend, and their friend Skylar. We really don't know what her functionality in the film is, but yeah, we are introduced to this particular family. It isn't long before Layla starts saying that she has an imaginary friend named Toby, and then weird shit starts to happen, especially after when Ryan and Mike find a bunch of tapes that have Katie and Chrissy's name on it, and a weird-looking camera that is actually can film spirits, sort of type of spirit photography. And of course, they use this camera as a way to do the found footage crap. And all of a sudden, they see weird shit starts to happening, especially towards their daughter. We actually see this black smoke floating around anytime throughout the night scenes. And that's basically what the film is about, is them dealing with the entity that's now threatening their daughter. And we finally found some secrets of what the hell does Toby want with Layla. What is he so interested in Christy and Katie, and how this family deals with the night events that happen throughout the film. No, I actually found the fact that they used 3D as a cheap way to get people to come back into the film. It was kind of interesting because it's sort of different because they were trying to lure more people in after the failure that was Paranormal Activity 4 and the so-so response they got back with the Mark ones. I also thought it was kind of interesting to use spirit photography as well because again, you're talking about another cheap way to bring people in and use the found footage in this film. Now, despite the 3D effects and the spirit photography, we really don't see anything new or it does bring anything different into the series. Yeah, you actually get to see Toby floating around every single month at a time, especially during the night sequences, and you actually get to see weird stuff. We're doing the weird stuff because that's what they use the camera for. And well, I guess it's supposed to make the film scary or even more a bit intense, but it really doesn't bring anything new to the table. Like I said, when the night starts to happening and we see this strange anything, it's stuff that we've seen before in the other movies. And as I stated before, it is kind of different to see the Toby spirit fooling around, but it looks more like an Among Us blob. Nothing really frightening that would actually scare people to me. Now, one of the good things we do get is we actually get some answers. Something we've been looking for since the third film. We certainly didn't get it in Paranormal Activity 4, and we certainly didn't get it in the Mark ones. All we had was more questions, but we do get some answers to some of the questions that have been lingering ever since the third film. Like, we finally get to see what Toby's end game is, why he's so fascinated with Christy and Katie, and what's his true purpose with Layla in this film, because it's like why he's after Layla. There's really no explanation to it, but we do get some answers, and some secrets are revealed, I would say around the second act, as far as the house is concerned, and why he's so fascinated with Layla. Now the acting is pretty okay. Ryan and Mike are pretty good. They're a bit concerned. Although I do find it fascinating that they continue to film with a very heavy camera when, logically speaking, you would think that, you know what, fuck this shit, let's get the fuck out of here and let's leave this alone. But they continue to film, and that kind of it kind of makes the story unbelievable when you have these people constantly lugging this heavy ass camera around trying to film stuff. I understand their concern, and I guess their curiosity is finding out what's happening. But after the third night, after I seen that third weird shit, I'm out. But the main problem is Ivy George, who plays Layla. She's okay in the beginning, but once she starts interacting with Toby, she becomes a bit of an annoying brat. Now, I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but the scenes of her later on in the film become a bit frustrating to me. She doesn't appear to be cute. She's annoying. She's hard to deal with, and it's like, come on now, they could have done something better for her. I don't know if I blame Ivy George or should I blame the writing, because as a child actor, you're only trying to do what the director, and you want to please the adults, but they could have done something better for this character. Then we get to the final act, which I thought was actually pretty fascinating. A lot of shit happens in the third act as they try to deal with the Toby entity, and it's by far the best in the series. You wish you would have done something a little bit more, especially after 4 and the Mark ones. Although I did kind of like the I say sort of towards the end of the third act of the Mark ones, but this is by far the most action. A lot of shit happens. Although when we finally do get to the ending, I actually found it did get lackluster. So I was like, wow, this is it. This is the end of the series when the film is over. I'm pretty sure the people who've seen it know what I'm talking about. This is what it is. But yeah, I guess you could say that's what they were going for, and that's it for how the movie ends. That's how it ends. So, despite the lackluster ending and the annoying acting from Ivy George, this was an okay film. I heard a lot of film critics trash this film. And I can understand why. I can understand why they felt the film was terrible. But to me, this is not a bad film. It's certainly not the worst in the series. It's not the best in the series neither. It's not as bad as most people think of what it is. It's kind of okay. Uh, I guess you can see it somewhat of a fitting in towards the series, but I think it could have done something a lot better the way they ended it, like the end of it. But like I said, the final third act, a lot of shit's going on, but you do have that bad, lackluster ending. So, the Horror Miser is going to open up his vote, and I'm going to give Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension 2.5 out of my 5 gold coins. Yes, I'm going to give it 2.5 out of my 5 gold coins. Like I said, it's not as bad as most critics say it is. It's not good. It's okay. That's about it. So, my horror fans, have you seen Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension? What do you think about it? Do you think this was a fitting end for the franchise, or do you think this went out with a whimper, a big bust? Leave your comments down in your comment section below and tell me what you thought about Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. And so that concludes all the films in the Paranormal Activity series. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Last thing I need to do is to rank these boys. That'll be my next video, or my concluding video for the series. Hey, if you want to recommend a series that I would like to do, I'll leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what series would you like for me to do next. Alright, horror fans, that's my video for today. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share, because it does help the channel out a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, rules. Ha ha